Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022-2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. We request everyone, those who have not registered for today's webinar series, we have shared the registration form in chat box. We request everyone to register. We'll be starting in 5 minutes. In the meanwhile, you can complete your registration form. Yeah, good evening, one and all. Welcome you back to the international webinar series. Today, we have few commemorations. Today is commemorated as International Digital Adoption Professionals Day, in short known as DAP. Which will be observed for the third time on the last Thursday of July 28th or July 27th, whichever day it is falling. So this year it is 27th July, being last Thursday of July. So this is an initiative of digital adoption platform company WalkMe, which recognizes and celebrates the accomplishments of DAP professionals who work to enable the adoption of new technologies apart from their organization's overall digital transformation strategy, ensuring the success of their companies' digital investments and elevating digital experiences. Organizations are constantly evolving and are actually investing more in digital than physical resources. So digital transformation budgets are rapidly increasing. According to the IDC research, Inc. transformation project spending is expected to grow by $1.1 trillion between 2020 and 2024 to an estimated $2.4 trillion in 2024. DAP professionals, along with the right digital adoption platforms, in short known as DAPs, maximize the value of these tremendous digital transformation investments. If people don't use digital technologies to their fullest capabilities, these expensive technology investments will result in a low return or investment, that is ROI, low ROI. So who sets digital adoption goals, creates a plan to achieve them, and stays on the pulse of application usage data across on organizations' complex tech stack. So using a digital adoption platform, DAP professionals provide end users with customized guidance across platforms, transforming their digital experience and empowering them to do their best work. Both employees and customers benefit from the enhanced digital experiences DAP professionals created. Founded in 2011, WalkMe maximizes and accelerates the impact of digital transformations by increasing the digital adoption of software investments. WalkMe DAP drives business outcomes by elevating end user experiences. WalkMe is also celebrating the launch of top 100 DAP professionals list. Starting on DAP professionals can nominate themselves or someone else for the honor of being on the cross-industry round trip of the most inspiring digital adoption based on crowdsourced voting. WalkMe's digital adoption platform, DAP, is no-code software platform that enables organizers to measure, drive, and act to ultimately maximize the impact of their technology investments and digital transformations. WalkMe's DAP sits on the top of software and applications like a glass layer, providing customized guidance to end users, improving their user experience while driving business outcomes. Since its founding, WalkMe has shown customers the crucial role a digital adoption platform plays in today's increasing digital world. The market took notice in 2019. Gartner formally recognizes the digital adoption solutions market category by releasing its first report announcing the creation of the category, predicting that it will be a key component in solving customer and employee experiences in digital transformation. WalkMe also have paved the way for a new role in tech industry, that is digital adoption professionals. They naturally focus on their efforts on digital adoption, either for in-house employees or customers, providing them with seamless digital experiences and helping them fully harness the technology at their disposal. Digital adoption professionals are celebrated annually on last Thursday in July as a way to recognize the work of digital adoption professionals globally. So DAP professionals work behind the scenes to enable the adoption of new technologies as part of their organization's overall digital transformation strategy, ensuring the success of their company's digital investments. With the DAP category on the rise, the new profession of DAP professionals is flourishing. This unique role is continuously changing and is instrumental to a company's digital success. According to McKinsey, data-driven organizations are 23 times more likely to acquire new customers. So with better understanding of customers. Accenture found that 82% of the leaders in the workforce development nonprofits says that analytics has increased capacity by more than 10%, that is increased capacity. And 27% of the executives believe digital transformation is a matter of survival. Existing AI can boost business productivity up to 40%, and WalkMe's DAP is used by around 2,000 customers, including 80% of the Fortune 10, with users in more than 160 countries, thus having growing role of digital adoption platform. A DAP enables simple and efficient software, onboarding, usability, and productivity of users, all levels of experience and competence on a given digital platform. Advanced DAPs such as WalkMe also cutting-edge analytics and AI to provide deeper insights into the adoption process. Digital adoption means achieving a state in which users gain the ability to use digital tools as they are intended and to the fullest extent. It is taking a brand new user and helping them become entirely self-sufficient and competent. A DAP professional is someone who drives and oversees an organization's digital adoption strategy, with a special focus on ensuring employees can use digital investments to the fullest capability. Providing employees with on-screen, just-in-time guidance on software and applications, successfully implementing digital adoption strategies is no small feat. DAP professionals help organizations evolve digitally, make the right technology investment decisions, and ensure a properly trained workforce ready to do their best work. Their contributions are critical to the success of countless organizations. Today is a wonderful opportunity for anyone who has been ever intimidated by technology to learn a tool or software. WalkMe offers certifications, fellowships, and internships to people from all walks of life. In fact, WalkMe's Digital Adoption Fellowship provides certification and internship for diverse individuals from underrepresented communities. WalkMe DAP increases users' confidence and adoption of technology by simplifying software usage, while leadership gains a better understanding of internal digital adoption to maximize existing technology, investments, and business outcomes. Today is also commemorated as National Intern Day in US. Interns have always been an integral part of the American workforce. Interns are often trusted with responsibilities such as filing important documents, making calls, or assisting someone who has been in the field for a long time, essentially learning the ropes of the business. An intern is typically someone who's still in college or has recently graduated, although it's not entirely uncommon to see school children taking up internships either, as the long minimum working age is observed. Along with the source of income, an internship is a great way to learn more about the industry that one might be interested in. A good internship may also be a great stepping stone to a fulfilling career. This day is dedicated to recognizing, acknowledging the efforts of, and celebrating the future leaders of the world. Way upheld its first National Intern Day celebrations in 2019 to bring into the limelight the challenges and inequalities that entry-level candidates and interns regularly face in the workforce. WAYUP also aims to create awareness of how internships are absolutely essential for acquiring valuable experience and exposure. People often tend to dismiss internships as ornamentation on resumes, but they are real opportunity to create a difference in the workforce for years to come. While the pressure is always on young people to find suitable internships, there needs to be a change in how interns are treated when they are finally hired. Research and millions of data points show that the biggest change that an employer can make is to start paying interns and a sustainable amount at that. Paid internships don't just make the workplace more equal, but encourage interns to perform their roles to the best of their potential. Paid opportunities also allow those from weaker financial backgrounds and minorities to explore more diverse career options. This day was started to help companies see how investing in a diverse internship program can be an investment in the future of their company. Since 2017, WayUp has helped thousands of employees across the country celebrate their interns and recognize their contribution to the growth of the company. WayUp's convened 100 top internship programs list showcases the employers who have gone above and beyond their interns. Today, interns are tomorrow's leaders, and how the company treats them makes a direct impact on the American workforce. Fair Labor Standards Act was established, the right to minimum wage and overtime in 1938. J.J. Feigelman and Liz Wessel started WayUp in New York as a way of finding jobs for college students and recent graduates in 2014. Robert De Niro and Annie Hathaway's blockbuster hit The Intern movie is released in 2015. 62% of the class of 2017 students have interned at some point during 2017. An internship is a period during which a person serves as an intern. It is an official or formal program to provide practical experience for beginners in their chosen field. Internships are the most commonly semester length. The period of internship is easy to arrange since it doesn't conflict with a college student schedule. The average hourly wage rate for bachelor's degree intern is $16.26 US, and generally speaking, the higher the degree, the higher the internship wage. And ask your workplace to hire interns. You must remember how the initial days of work struggles felt like. So, or ask your workplaces to hire interns and advertise for paid internship positions. Remember to make this an equal opportunity program. And it is a good day to thank them for their contribution to the growth of the company. You can also treat them. On an average, Americans pay $30,000 to $60,000 per year for their college program, making college more expensive. 7,75,000 male students and 1 lakh, sorry, 1,57,500 female students enroll in a college every year. So more females go to the college than males. Student debt is growing fast. In 2018, the average graduate left college with $37,172 in debt. Only 0.4% of graduates attend Ivy League school, which remains highly competitive. In 1804, tuition at Brown University costed only $5, which was really cheap at that time. Interns make for tomorrow's future leaders. On this day, we celebrate the next generation of change makers. It also celebrates the efforts and hard works of the interns. It is a great day to acknowledge these, how young people make the work culture of a company more diverse and rich. And internships are a great way to create opportunities for those who have been historically underrepresented. Equal employment opportunities ensure that we aim for a more harmonious future. Today is also commemorated on Walk on Stilts Day in US. So putting our stilts walking skills to the test, can you imagine the stilts walking went as far as back as 6th century ancient Greece? Stilts are a set of poles with foot straps used to elevate the wearer above the ground when walking. Stilts make the wearer taller than usual and are convenient for walking over muddy or unstable ground. Still, walking is widely associated with the circus, where performers juggle and joust on the stilts to the crowd's delight. Stilts are also common site of parades, festivals, and functions. Stilts come in different types, including handheld, peg, spring, drywall, or dura, a digital grade, and articulated. According to the archaeological discoveries, stilt walking goes back as far as the 6th century BC in ancient Greece. Stilt walking has a long tradition in France, whereas shepherds of the Landes region employ stilts to watch over the flocks, and people use them to walk on soggy ground and transport themselves quickly. Today, stilts are employed in various areas of life. Performers use stilts at fairs, parades, festivals, and parties for comic and entertainment purposes. Stilt walking and dancing are common sight at local festivals in Spain, Netherlands, Belgium. Fruit farmers in California use aluminum stilts to prune and harvest peach, plum, and apricot trees. They are also employed to wash large windows, repair roofs, drywall construction, hang suspended ceiling tiles, and install or paint high ceilings. To walk on tall stilts, you need to gather necessary materials first. That include a ladder, stilts, 2 foam pieces, Velcro straps, tennis shoes, and old sheet cut into strips. You'll also need a friend to serve as a spotter and help you to put on the stilts. Find a step-by-step guide on how to put these materials together. Walking on stilts is a challenging feat to accomplish as it requires balance and solid hand and foot coordination. It takes regular practice to master walking on stilts. According to the Guinness World Records, the tallest stilts ever walked measures 16.41 meters, that is 53 feet, 10 inches from the ground to ankle. A group of stilt walkers in Brooklyn, US, wear oversized zoot suits or extravagant tapestry-like robes and walk around on stilts, reaching up to 17 feet, the Moko Jumbis. Stilts have practical uses in different fields, including art, construction, agriculture, and transportation. Stilts are versatile. And when Empress Josephine visited the Landis region of France, she was escorted by stilt walking entourages that kept pace with her carriage horses. There is a part of London Marathon that is for stilt racing. And Michael Frost holds the record for the fastest marathon on stilts at 6 hours and 30 minutes. Stilt walking is fun. It builds up coordination and confidence. Stilt walking is like riding a bicycle. To become a pro, you need to ensure proper hand-foot coordination and balance. Once you get how to stilt walk, you experience a boost in confidence with a can-do attitude. Stilt walking regularly will improve your motor skills. Aside from fun activities, stilts are used for pruning and harvesting, drywall construction, painting, and cleaning. And see what else you can come up on this day. Today is also commemorated as Take Your House Plant for a Walk Day. Likely to come across carrying potted plants in their arms or a stroller. They are proud plant parents who just want to provide their house plants with the very best care. Take Your House Plant for a Walk Day is a fantastic day for you and your house plants to get some exercise. It will allow you to bond with your plants and enable you to care for them to reach their maximum potential. On this day, enthusiastic plant growers take their indoor plants outside for a walk to enjoy additional sunlight during the summer days. Along the way, houseplants get accustomed to their neighborhood as they are exposed to new surroundings. Indoor gardening dates back to ancient times. The creator saying for Take Your House Plant for a Walk Day is to help provide a healthy environment for their house plants. In addition, the walk is supposed to make plants sense the change in their situation and make them more robust. It is believed that plants has a sense of knowing their surroundings, so changing their environment once in a while is healthy for them. By taking your indoor plants for a walk, you can increase their sense of understanding and wellness. If you see your neighbor pushing their houseplant on a stroller down the street or in a park, don't freak out. They are simply looking out for the best interest of the planet. Even we also see sometimes keep our indoor plants outside for shade. So it is a similar kind of practice even in the West. But there need to be a certain precautions. Taking your house plant and moving it to outside suddenly could cause it to fall in a state of shock and die. So slowly, gradually, you need to introduce to different environments. The average lifespan of a house plant ranges from 2 to 5 years, depending on the plant species. Don't throw out the used potting soil. It is just as usable after a plant has lived in it as when it's fresh out of the bag. You can re-prepare the entire soil for the new plantation. Moving your beloved plant to a different part of the house is beneficial. This allows plant a breath of fresh carbon dioxide in the new location. After coming back from the walk, the perfect end to take your house plant for a walk day would be repot your plants. Doing this give a new space to breathe and grow. Bonding with your plants, taking them for a walk or talking to them or playing encouraging music helps them stay healthy. They are used to growing under the canopies of all trees. That's why they do well in under the shade of a roof in your office or home, these indoor plants. So plants with thick stems and leaves have been proven to effectively reduce noise through deflection, absorption, and refraction of sound waves. When you are near plants, your brain is relaxed and you think and communicate more clearly. Houseplant respond well to the music. It encourages their growth. So turn up your playlist. On this day, we get acquainted with the plants of different friends, neighbors, and strangers. Our plants make well new friends as well. So we have similar commemoration today. It is not only just take your plants for a walk day. Today is also take your pants for a walk day. There is a difference between two. That is about plants. This is your pants. So take your pants for a walk. So think of someone fun walking activities. Gather your friends. Take a relaxing stroll. It is like, going for a walk, wearing pants. So people may not realize it, but avoiding walking can actually harm the body. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, adults with diabetes need to walk 2 or more hours a week to lower their mortality rate. But apart from physical health benefits, walking also has numerous benefits for the mind. As shared by Henry David Thoreau, who was searching for solitude, walking in the wild can do wonders for the soul. In 1861, he actively promoted the philosophy of pedestrianism and started that every walk is a sort of crusade. It is also important to note that the walking was not solely beneficial for physical and mental health, but it also has been used throughout the history to promote certain causes. For instance, in 2017, a women's march was organized in Washington. The same year, April March for Science took place, and walks also have often taken place to prevent war and injustice imposed on the mankind. So walking as little as 10 minutes daily can provide numerous health benefits. Walking is enough exercise as long as you are walking 150 minutes a week. Even though all forms of exercise are good for the body, overexerting yourself can actually be harmful. So grab your pants, put them on and head out for the walk. How long you are going to walk is completely dependent on your mood and strength. To actually make an event out this day, arrange a walking half marathon. In participants, walk 10 miles or 5 miles. Another interesting event idea is to walk for a cause. Invite the whole communities. You can also raise tickets, sell some products and raise donations for those in need. The word walk comes from the word wheel can, which means to roll in Old English. So walking improves balance and coordination, improving your body. A typical pair of tennis shoes lasts for 500 miles of walking. The average person walks 3.1 miles per hour. George Megan walked 19,019 miles in 2,425 days. It promotes exercise. The day encourages us to leave house and get some exercise. There's several benefits, especially in modern times where everyone is glued to their screens. Today is also commemorated as Norfolk Day in UK. The history of Glorious County goes back to hundreds of years. It is believed that Norfolk has been inhabited ever since land was discovered. Today is also commemorated as National Sleepyhead Day in Finland. This Finnish tradition began in the medieval period to wash off the evil of laziness. It is better to abandon your bed as soon as possible and possibly before 7 a.m. And if you are the last one to awake today, there is a chance that your friends or family will drench you in bed with a bucket of water or fling you into a lake, pool, or ocean. So if you have an understanding, ask them to fling you in a bathtub full of bubbly water with essential oils. While they are at it, you will end up smelling nice and helping your skin. Just a humorously saying. It is believed that a person sleeps until late on this day will have an unproductive year. So in the olden days, the last one to wake up was touched as the laziest person in the house. So they were often woken up by splashing water. An informal celebration occurs at the event of National Sleeping Head Day. Naantali, a city in Finland, celebrates the day by throwing a celebrity off the docks. The identity of chosen sleeper is kept a secret until the last moment. Also, a sleeper should have contributed to the welfare of the society to be honored with the splash. Many artists, actors, writers, and politicians have taken the plunge. Every mayor of the city has made it to the docks at least once. From a political perspective, it aims to symbolize the washing away of corruption and inactivity. People of all ages celebrate until evening with the traditional Finnish activities. Most often, when people feel overwhelmed, they tend to procrastinate. So it is advisable to set reasonable goals and manage your expectations well. Also, avoid distractions and negative self-talk. Try to play to your strengths and recognize every feat, no matter how small they are, to keep yourself positively motivated. By going to bed early, our body needs fixed hours of rest, which may vary from person to person and dependent on how each spends their day. Once the body is properly rested, we are good to go for the day. Though there is always some resistance when waking up, but this resistance is similar to what we feel that what we have to hit the bed after being out for hours. Resting well, eating healthy, avoiding stress, these are some simple ways of helping body to reset more quickly. So be productive, leave bed early, go analog. As per a survey, 90% of the people agree with legal clauses without reading them. With people becoming more independent on technology, they prefer to strain their fingers rather than minds, recalling or Googling. With the internet offering short content that takes less than 5 minutes to read or 5 seconds to read, who has the patience to read 300 pages? So many people lie about reading a book to appear more intellectual. So try to finish a book. Bill Gates once said, choose a lazy person to do a hard job because that person will find an easy way to do it, unfazed by self-doubt or stress. So sleep might reduce laziness. Laziness can be due to low energy. So it is important to rest well, to feel rejuvenated and ready for work. It sounds like a great way to get revenge too. So if you want to one up with the person who is late waker, be ready with a bucket of water. In case you are the late waker and don't mind being drenched in bed, then today is your lucky day. This day preaches us to be productive, which, as per the popular opinion, leads to good life. So see what your productive self can accomplish today. Today is also commemorated as National Ronkey Community Beautification Day in US. It is a perfect activity for Southwest Virginia residents, families, and visitors. They come together to beautify homes, parks, and neighborhoods for a better Ronaki, which sparks the love Southwest Virginians share for one another. It is also an excellent opportunity for the residents to get creative and make positive changes around them. The day aims to build a better Ronak by involving people in meaningful activities. These activities make them feel good about their part in restoring the community. People volunteer to help work on landscapes. Many people are willing to get involving by putting on some gardening gloves, grabbing shovels, and getting in the dirt. Today is also commemorated as National Refreshment Day in US. And this day draws our attention to the much needed distressing activities we do for the peace of mind and healthy body. So the 21st century life with all the technology and daily grind leaves many of us feel drained, exhausted to the point that even lifting a finger seems like the biggest chore. Moreover, the summer heat has got us all the feeling lethargic and just wanting the cool embrace of air conditioning. However, apart from air conditioning, you can also cool down and refresh yourself by indulging in refreshing drinks. For that reason, this holiday was made as a way to promote summer drinks like lemonade. Once you refresh yourself, you can be more productive and better to carry out these activities. The word refreshment came from late Middle English and it was spelled out with a double S. Middle English actually borrowed from the word from Old French, where it was spelled refreshment, refreshment. So no matter the spelling, the meaning of the word has stayed the same throughout the history. Our days are filled with information dumps related to social media, calls, emails, and meetings, not to mention the tons of responsibilities we have at home in our family life. In all this hubdub, we all need to take a breather and could be going for a stroll, listening a song, eating, drinking, or just putting our head down and being silent. Research shows that people who indulge in refreshments are healthier, more productive than those who don't. So use this excuse to take time out of your well-being. Today is also commemorated as National New Jersey Day in US, which was started by Marlo Anderson, the founder of the National Day calendar in 2009, as the recommendation of the government of the state of New Jersey. The New Jersey has witnessed some of the most historically prominent and glorious events since the region was a key location during the American War of Independence. This led to the state having one of the highest numbers of museums to tell about United States history, Hall of Fame, and associations with history. This is one of the reasons why New Jersey Day was instituted, to make people aware of the magnificent facts associated with the state, especially during war periods. Today is also commemorated as Bagpipe Appreciation Day in Scotland. as this day celebrates an ancient musical instrument known as bagpipe. These musical instruments date back to thousands of years, have become part of the Scottish tradition. They have been used during battles, funerals, parades, weddings, and royal occasions. Although bagpipes are central to Scottish identity, like kilts, haggis, and whiskey, bagpipes did not originate from Scotland. Bagpipes have an ancient history that traces back to Mesopotamia, a region in the Middle East, where shepherds were said to play them for leisure. There are speculations that pipes were in ancient Egypt, but no supporting evidence can prove it. Today is also commemorated as Barbie in a Blender Day in US to show support of the photographer and artist Tom Fresty, and is a day to raise awareness about the necessity of freedom of expression. The organization is now renamed as Students for a Free Culture, which was first celebrated in 1997, is the best spent by understanding the concepts of freedom of expression and why it is important. Barbie was created to inspire young girls to achieve their dreams and to empower them. Barbie has done several roles over the years, and she became an astronaut, president, engineer, zoologist, etc. In short time, Barbie has become an influential and highly successful toy brand. Toys are also a subject matter of controversy, debate, and Barbie's shape is often bashed as it might influence young girls and result in less healthy weight loss. Barbie belongs to Mattel, but there is partnership between Disney and Mattel that does not include the film rights to the originals. So Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. Barbie was introduced in 1959 by Mattel Inc., a Southern California toy company. Piggy, a supermodel, became the first celebrity to have a Barbie made in her likeness. The famous doll has been running for president in every election since 1992. And Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. 24 times more Barbie dolls are sold every year than new childbirths. There is a ban in Saudi Arabia on Barbie dolls on the grounds of religious beliefs. Barbie toys are timeless, and there will always be people who will love them. Barbie is captured in the imagination of young girls and played a role in inspiring thousands. And Barbie in a Blender Day stands for the freedom of expression. We love any day that stands for freedom. So this day can make people curious about the Barbie and the complex history behind the toy. When more people research the toy and its history, the more it will raise awareness. Today is also commemorated as Cross-Atlantic Communication Day in United States. This celebration is held both in Europe and American colonies to mark the founding of new business. It is now possible to converse across oceans thanks to the technological breakthroughs. In earlier years, messages had to physically delivered, and the storms would make it possible or sometimes impossible for the ships to cross the Atlantic Ocean in time to deliver messages. The approach was excruciatingly slow, and there was no guarantee that the news would get through. On July 27th, Cross-Atlantic Communication Day commemorates the invention of transatlantic communication telegraph cables. In 1866, a telegraph cable was erected across the Atlantic Ocean to connect Europe and North America, a watershed moment in history. It took a total of 12 years to finish the project. It began in 1854 and was completed on July 27, 1866. The project necessitated many ships, trials, failures, and a large sum of money to lay the cables. It was first attempted to establish a 1,700-mile line between Newfoundland and Ireland in 1857. The project was shelved after the cable repeatedly broke, and the project's success was a big win for many individuals. The cross-Atlantic communication telegraph wires were built by many brilliant brains, making life easier for everyone. With faster communication came new opportunities for the people around the world. Communication has also continued to develop and improve over time. The internet made messaging, phone calls, and video calls an instant commodity. Communication across the Atlantic is now swift and easy without giving it much a thought. People can communicate with other people in different parts of the world. This ease of communication has made business and other relationships a lot easier. So this day, Cross-Atlantic Communication Day, reminds us of fantastic benefits we enjoyed from improved communication technology. Today is also commemorated as Earth Overshoot Day. Is a serious day for all of us to reconsider our way of life and usage of natural resources. Our Mother Earth can generate resources at a finite rate, but we are utilizing it more than this rate every year. Earth Overshoot Day was introduced to raise awareness about the resource shortage that we are creating with our modern lifestyle. Once the regeneration of resources is at its limit, we exploit what is left of the resources, making the situation even worse. Andrew Sims started the idea behind Earth Overshoot Day to track the ecological resources and services we use from the nature. A decent sized meteor, a large solar flare, or an X-ray burst from a star can wipe out our existence in seconds. We do not have to look for astronomical events for a doomsday scenario. Our activities are creating a huge challenges for the life on Earth. Global warming is slowly raising the sea levels. A third world war, if it happened, could end up as a nuclear war, and that could take us back to an ice age. Even more serious and underappreciated is the issue of consumption of natural resources. We have been squandering resources and taking them for granted. Renewable resources need time to renew. If our usage rate is higher than the renewal rates, then we are overexploiting the resources. Earth Overshoot Day, also known as EOD, is a calculation based on our resources use and the Earth's regenerating capacity. By calculating their ratio and multiplying it with the number of days in a year, we get to know the value known as EOD. The date is getting earlier every year as we are overutilizing the resources every year. Andrew Sims started the idea behind Earth Overshoot Day to understand the rate at which we are consuming our natural resources and how long we can sustain them. We use natural resources at a very high rate. Based on the last calculation, we need 3.6 Earths to have as many resources as we used based on the usage of Netherlands. So Earth Overshoot Day is a day marked annually when the humanity exhausts nature's renewable resource limit. If we consider last year's values, we need 1.7 planet Earths to meet our energy and raw material needs. And every year it is getting worse and worse. So stop using new products and start promoting renewal and recycling. Such campaigns can help decrease the resource consumption rate. Create an overshoot graph with your previous dates and data. Try to predict the new few years overshoot date to make people understand the seriousness of the issue. Renewable energy only accounts for 12.2% of energy consumption in the US and the US consumes more natural gas than it produces, despite being among the world's top natural gas producers. By 2040, renewable resources are estimated to provide roughly 15% of the world energy needs. Energy consumption increased by 26% between 1980 and 2014, which is alarming. Energy production in the US meets only 89% of the country's need. So it is a day for global change. Change is needed for a sustainable future. This day is a perfect day to start such a change in our lifestyle for a better tomorrow. And the Earth Overshoot date speaks for itself, is calculated based on the data about our resource use and how many resources will be available. The date changes based on the data, and it speaks for itself when the date is getting closer than the last year. Today is the day for positive changes. We love the day when it can inspire people to think differently about nature and bringing in positive changes. Today is also commemorated as National Chili Dog Day. The mouth-watering cuisine in US to satiate your appetite during the sweltering summer months can also be difficult. So do you want chili? Yes. Hot dogs. Sometimes we celebrate a food that doesn't make us choose. We celebrate a food that chooses us. We celebrate the chili dog. So the idea to put sauce and spices on hot dogs appeared. It kickstarted the wave of innovation that helped expand the scope of American cuisine. It is hard to pinpoint, but many variations have emerged since the early years across the United States. Over time, chili dogs have become a staple of American cuisine, appearing on the street corners, roadside stands, sports stadiums, diners, and restaurants. And it is a day for everyone to celebrate and appreciate the chili dog. Not only it is a celebration of its versatility and satisfying taste, but it is also a celebration of its important role in American culture. Mustard is also most popular hot dog topping. Ketchup comes in second, the yellow stuff. Freeze-dried ice cream is most famous food that has gone to space, but hot dogs are actually a space food staple. Americans eat 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day. This is the hot dog season. The record for hot dog eating is 62 hot dogs in 10 minutes. So stuff your bun with cheese, pile on the onions, and no matter what your taste, add some spices, chili, and gulp the chili down. But always consume, these are junk foods, so only occasional, because this is in US consumes a lot of junk food, so it's but here also we have a lot of Western influence. That's why a lot of lifestyle diseases are a norm today. Today is also commemorated as National Cream Brulee Day in US. So topping vanilla custard with a little crust of caramelized sugar would taste good. And depending where you are from, it is known as crema catalana and Trinity burnt cream. So you don't need a butane torch to make a cream brulee topping. Just broil for 2 or 3 minutes. So it is with simple ingredients like cream, vanilla, sugar, and water is all you need to make cream brulee. The largest cream brulee on record weighed 1,600 pounds. Veg and creamy brulee can be made from coconut and almond milk, sugar, corn, starch, nutritional yeast, and vanilla bean. Popcorn, chocolate bars, donuts, cocktails, and even hair products are all been made to taste or smell like cream brulee. Some cream brulee bounced back into popularity during 80s. The dessert has been modified way beyond its vanilla basics, with cooks jazzing up the flavors to include everything from chocolate and lemon to peach and Nutella. There's even a recipe calling for a snickerdoodle flavored cream bon appetit. Today is also commemorated as National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. This day was started to commemorate and recognize the peace treaty that triggered a ceasefire in a long-standing war. The Korean War is a significant chapter in American history in which approximately 50,000 American troops died in conflict, over 1 lakh were wounded, and thousands of others were held captive as prisoners of war. Today is also commemorated as National Love is Kind Day in US. It is a day to celebrate those who have escaped domestic violence or domestic abuse and celebrating freedom from such abusive relationships or situations. Rosie Ailo and Sunny started the day through their organization. The Love is Kind Network in 2018 is an initiative to spread the message of love and kindness around the world. The day was chosen on July 27th as it is the same day of founders of the day gained freedom from a toxic relationship. Love is one of the strongest feelings that a person can experience. It is something that we can not fully comprehend, but we all feel it. Different people feel it differently. Love towards parents, love towards siblings, romantic love, self-love, pet love, substance love, nature love, etc. all are different. We do not know what happens or why we are drawn toward the people we love, but we know that we are happy with them and we want them to be happy as well. This is the case with our spouses as well. We love them and we want them to be happy forever. Modern relations do not need marriages. Our society, especially this is in Western context, Our society has evolved considerably from the Middle Ages. It is now socially acceptable in most countries to be in romantic relationship with or without or outside of marriage in the Western cultures. But there is a hidden thorn inside the system, and the thorn is called a toxic relationship. When the couples do not fully love and understand each other, and when one person feels the need to control everything in a relationship, toxic relationships can develop. And toxic relationships, more often than not, directly result in domestic violence. So, love comes from understanding, care, kindness, and acceptance. A toxic relationship can confuse people and make them think it is okay to be dominated. Rosie, Rosie and Sunny, the co-founders of the Love Are Kind network, learned that the hard way. They were victims of domestic abuse. Once they realized this and decided to take control of their own lives, they escaped the evil claws of a toxic relationship. They started National Love is Kind Day on July 27, 2018, to spread kindness, support, love, and respect. The day is also celebration of freedom from a toxic relationship with those who escaped it. It is a call for action and awareness for those who are still victims of domestic abuse and domestic violence. The first ever recorded evidence of marriage ceremonies uniting one man and women surfaces around 2350 BC in the West. The idea of love as a primary reason for marriage starts to spread partly due to French and American revolutions and rise of literature in between 1700 to 1800 AD. These love and marriages are more prevalent in the West. Here it is, as far as we have seen many marriages even among the gods and goddess. So it is as ancient as our culture and civilization. So Lillian Glass uses the term toxic people in her book in 1995, Toxic People, defining a toxic relationship. The first National Love is Kind is held in 2018. So domestic violence can induce fear, anxiety, and panic attacks. It can also result in isolation, a loss of confidence, a lack of self-esteem, and much more. Abuse can be physical or mental. Both can cause psychological trauma. It can also result in chronic health conditions such as blood pressure, differences, depression, anxiety, drug abuse, etc. People may stay in toxic relationships due to various factors that can change based on cultural and regional differences. Most often, people might not even be aware that they are in a toxic relationship due to their circumstances. Some societies even glorify toxic traits in relationships. Other major factors are fear of being alone, fear of being judged, helplessness, etc. So act now to help the victims, to help them escape the toxic bonds. If you were a victim of domestic violence or domestic abuse, then this is a day to celebrate your freedom. Also use this freedom to help others who are suffering the same way you did. And speak out on public forums, platforms. We need more people to help raise awareness of abuse and violence. Create a speech to inspire others to act against domestic violence. People can be in toxic relationships and not realize it, not being aware of a toxic relationship. More than 75% of the people report having a toxic friend at some point in their life. Studies have found that a minimum of 40% of the families of police officers have experienced some type of domestic violence, which is a professional domestic violence. Women between ages 18 and 24 are the most commonly abused by intimate partners. Domestic violence and weapons, 90% of the domestic violence involves a weapon. So we love celebrations. We love it, a day to celebrate our freedom and someone escaping a toxic relationship. And this is a day to teach others about the importance of kindness, love, and affection in a relationship. It can help people who are suffering from domestic abuse realize this fact and escape their situation. This day can help raise awareness about the issues of domestic violence and toxic relationships. We love it when people are better educated about serious issues like this. So with this, we shall end the commemorations of the today and we conclude this session. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. So we have 5 minutes to fill the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. We request everyone to quickly fill it up. Before leaving, see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.